this is Tanya Rowling. I'm back with another video. Do watch my other videos as well. I would be teaching CBSE Class 10 Maths NCERT Syllabus and my sister Tina Lofus would be teaching CBSE Class 8 Maths NCERT Syllabus. Alright, now let's get into the video. Today we are going to be learning exercise 2.3 second question. Now let's read the question. So the question is, check whether the first polynomial is a factor of the second polynomial by dividing second polynomial by the first polynomial. Okay. So first of all, as you guys know, we just divided the polynomial in the previous sum. That is the first question. In that we just divided the sum by the variables, by the constant term, likewise. Okay. So likewise we are going to be dividing the same thing right over here. But here, if we get the remainder as 0, then we are going to be writing it is a factor of the particular polynomial. Okay. So if you are not getting the remainder as 0, then we write it is not a factor of that particular polynomial. Okay. Today we are going to be doing the first subdivision. Now let's see the first subdivision. So this is the first subdivision. Okay. So here we have t square minus 3 comma 2t power 4 plus 3t power cube minus 2t square minus 9t minus 12. So this is the first subdivision. So here we have these numbers. So we are going to be writing these inside the division and we are going to be writing it in the divisor path. Okay. Now let's do the division. Okay guys, now let me write t square minus 3 outside right over here. So here when we check it out with the order wise, it is perfect. Why? Because first we are supposed to write the variable term and then we are supposed to write the constant term. So first I am writing t square minus 3. So and then comma. So but because of this comma only, I just identified like it like this t square minus 3 we are supposed to write it in the divisor part. So now we are going to be writing these values inside this. Okay. So let me write. So the first value is 2t power 4 plus 3t cube minus 2t square minus 9t minus 12. Okay. So I wrote these values inside it. Okay, let me just extend the line. Okay. So now I wrote these values. So as you guys know, how are we going to do is, so in the previous subdivisions and the first question, so there also we just took the first term right over here and we are going to be taking the first term right over here. Okay. Let me take 2t power 4 and t square. So I am taking it. Let me just do it right over here. Okay. So I took 2t power 4 and t square. Okay. So I am going to be taking it. So let me just take it. So what I am going to do is I am going to be writing 2t power 4 divided by t square. Okay. So I took the t square right over here and I took the first term, that is 2 power t4. Okay. So I took it. Now we are going to be cancelling it. So when we cancel t square, here also we are supposed to cancel the t square. Okay. But here we have 4. So in 4, when we cancel 2, we have 2 balance. So it is t square. Am I right? When we cancel 2, there 2t square is gone and still we have balance t square. Okay. So now it is 2t square. So the answer we got is 2t square. Now we are going to be writing the 2t square right over here. Okay. I am going to be writing 2t square. Okay. This is the rule in this. So now we are going to be multiplying it. Let me just write it. So we are going to be multiplying the numbers which is in the divisor and the quotient parts. Okay. I am going to multiply. Okay. Until we get the remainder 0, we multiply it. Okay. So first of all, let's multiply the constant term. So here we don't have a number. Am I right? So we take 1 as a number right over here. So here the value is 1. Then 1 into 2 is 2. Okay. 1 2s are 2 and t square into t square is t power 4. Why? Because 2 plus 2 is 4.
and I'm going to be writing 2t square right over here. No, 2t power 4. Why? Because 1 2s are 2 and t square into t square, it is 4. Okay, so I wrote it. So now let me just write it like this. Okay, so then we have minus 3 right over here. So when we are done with this, then we are going to be taking the next value, that is minus 3. So here we have minus 3. So we are going to be multiplying the sign first. Okay, so here we have minus, here of course we have plus, so plus into minus is minus, and then 3 2s are, so here it is 3, here it is 2, so we are supposed to multiply it. So 3 2s are, it is 6, and we have t square, so it is minus 6t square. Okay, so let me just write it. So what I'm going to do is, so I'm going to be writing minus 6t square down right over here. Why? Because here we are supposed to write the square term. Why? Because here it is minus 2t power t square. Okay, so I'm going to be writing the square term right over here. So now we got minus 6t square. Okay, so this is the main thing in this. So whenever, if you don't have a cube, so when we did this, we didn't get the cube. So what we do is we just write plus 0. Okay, so here we got t square, am I right? So the variable is t square. Then we are supposed to write that t square term in the t square itself. Okay, so here we have a t square term, so I wrote it right down over here. Okay, so now here also it is t square term. Why? Because this is the rule. So did you guys notice something right over here? So here we had 2t power 4 and here the power is 4. I wrote the power 4 in the power 4 term itself. Okay, so here we had t power 4, that's why I wrote down right over here. Otherwise we can write somewhere else, right? So instead this is the rule in this. Whenever you get t cube, then we are supposed to write it right over here. If you get square, then we are supposed to write it right over here. Then if we get t power 1, then we are supposed to write it right over here. I hope you guys understood this. So now we are going to be changing the signs. So here we have plus, so plus 2t power 4, am I right? So when we just convert it, plus converts into minus. Okay, so it is minus, and here 0, it doesn't have a proper sign, so no need to care about the 0. So here we have minus 6t power square t square, so minus converts into plus. Okay, so we should convert plus to minus and minus to plus. Okay, so as you guys can see, so now the 2t power 4 has a new sign, that is minus, and here minus 6t square has a new sign, that is plus. Okay, so now what we are going to do is we are going to be subtracting it or adding it. So here we have minus, so minus into plus is minus, am I right? So 2t power 4 and minus t power 4, when we just subtract it, of course we get 0, so we shall just cancel it. And here we have 3t cube. We are going to be writing the term as it is. Okay, so let me just write it. Okay, so now we are going to be solving this one. So here, as you guys can see, we have minus 2t square, and here the 6t square has got a new sign, that is plus. So now it is plus 6t square. So plus into minus is, sorry, plus and minus is minus. So here we don't have into, don't count that into. Okay, so we are supposed to do it plus and minus. So plus and minus is minus. Then we are supposed to subtract these numbers, that is 6 and 2. So 6 minus 2 is 4. Okay, so we are going to be writing 4. And then we have t square right over here. Here also we have t square. Let us take it t square. And then what about this sign? So we are going to be taking the greatest number sign. So here, which is the greatest number? So the greatest number is 6. So 2 is the smallest compared to 6. So 6 is the greatest number. So we are going to be writing plus. Why? Because 6 has a new sign, that is plus. So now it is 3t power cube t cube plus 4t square. Okay. So now what we are going to do is we are going to be taking this minus 90 down right over here. Don't write this arrow mark, I am just taking it for your understanding. So it is minus 90. Okay, so now what I am going to do is first, as you guys know, I'm going to be dividing the first term right over here and here the first term. Okay, this is the rule. Don't please don't forget that. Okay, so here I'm going to be taking the first term, that is 3t cube. So let me just take it. So it is 3t cube divided by, what is the first term right over here? So in the divisor, the first term is t square. Am I right? T square. So I'm going to be taking t square. So 3t cube divided by t square. So let me cancel the t square. Here also we are going to be cancelling the t square. So when we cancel t square, we get when we get t. Okay, because totally we have 3 numbers right over here, right? So 3 powers we have. In that we are cancelling 2. Then we have 1. Okay, 1 balance. So that 1 is a t. Okay. So if you write 3t means the t power is 1. So now what you are going to do is, we are going to be writing plus 3t. Okay, so we are supposed to write it like this. Okay, so we got 3t as an answer, so I wrote plus 3t. Okay, so now we are going to be multiplying with this one and this one. Okay, so first let us multiply the signs. So plus into plus is plus, of course, and 3 into 1. So here we don't have a number, so we take it as 1. So 1 3s are, it is 3, and t square into t is t cube. Am I right? So it is 3t cube. Okay, so how I did, 1 into 3 is 3 and t square into t is t cube. Okay, so I wrote it like this. So now we are going to be doing it with the next number, that is minus 3. So here we have minus 3. First of all, let us multiply the subtraction sign. So here we have minus. So minus into plus is minus. So minus into plus is minus, and we are going to be multiplying the numbers. So 3 into 3 is 9. So it is 9t. Okay. So here we have the t power is 1. So we got, let me just write it. So we got minus into plus is minus, and 3 into 3 is 9, and t we have only 1 t, so we shall write it. Now we got minus 9t. So here what is the power of the t? So the t has a power 1. Okay, am I right? So if you write it minus 90, it's okay. For your understanding, I just wrote it like right over here. So now it is minus 9 t power 1. So in this term, wherever we have the t power 1, okay, if you have the variable power as 1, then we are going to be writing beside that. Okay, so here we have plus 4t square, so it is square right over here, so we can't just write it, so we shall put plus 0, and then here we have minus 9t. So here the power is 1, so we should just write it right over here. Okay, so now it is minus 9t. Okay, so now we just did it. So now we are going to be changing the signs. Okay, whenever you just get all the numbers after multiplying it, you are supposed to change the signs. So this is very important. Please change the signs. Okay, so here we have plus, as you guys know. So plus converts into minus. So minus, and here 0 doesn't have a value whether it is minus or plus, so no need to care about this 0 right over here. So here we have minus, so minus converts into plus. Okay, so now it is minus 3t cube, and here it is plus 9t. Okay, so it has a new sign. Okay, you are supposed to do it with the new sign, you should not do it with the old sign. Okay, so here it is minus and here it is plus. So plus into minus is minus. So we are going to be subtracting 3t cube and 3t cube. So when we just subtract, of course, we get 0. So we should just cancel it. So here we have plus 90 and here we have minus 90. So plus into minus is minus. So when we just subtract it, we get 0. So we can just cancel this too. And then here we have plus 4t square plus 0. So we shall write 4t square as it is. Okay, so now we got 4t square. Okay, now what we are going to do is, so here now we got 0, right? We shall write it. Why? Because it might be confusing for you guys. So here I didn't write it. Why? Because no need of it. Okay, so here we are going to be writing the next term, that is minus 12. So I'm going to be writing minus 12. Okay, so now I got minus 12. So I'm going to be doing it with the first term. Let me just show that. So I'm going to be dividing the first term, that is 4t square, and here the first term, that is t square. Okay, so let me just divide it. So okay, so the numbers are 4t square divided by t square. So here we have t square and t square. So when we just cancel t square and t square, it is, of course, we don't have a value. So we have 4 left out. Why? Because we cancel t square and t square. So now we have the balance 4 right over here. So I wrote the 4 as it is. So we are going to be writing 4 in the quotient part. So let me just show that. Okay, so I'm going to be writing plus 4. Why? Because when we just divided t square and 4t square, we got 4 as a balance number. So we took plus 4. So plus 4, we are going to be multiplying it. So plus 4, first plus into plus is, of course, plus, and 4 into t square is 4t square. So it is plus 4t square. Okay, so now let me write 4t square. And then we have minus 3. So we are going to be doing the, first we are going to be multiplying the signs. Okay, so here we have minus and here we have plus. So minus into plus is minus. Okay, so let me just write it. So minus into plus is minus, and then 3 into 4 is 12. Am I right? So it is a constant term. So we are supposed to write the constant term in the constant term itself. So here we have minus 12, which is a constant term. So we shall just write minus 12. Okay, so here plus 0, we shall write it as it is. Okay, now we are going to be changing the signs. So here we have plus 4t square. So plus changes into minus, and here 0 doesn't have a particular sign, so no need to care about the 0. So here we have minus 12. We are going to be converting into plus. Okay, so minus converts into plus. So now 4t square has got a new sign, that is minus, and minus 12 has got a new sign, that is plus. Okay, now it is plus 12. Don't care about the old signs. Okay, so no need of it. So now it is minus 4t square. So minus 4t square and plus 4t square. So when we just do plus into plus and minus is minus. So when we just subtract 4t square and 4t square, when we just subtract it, of course we get 0. So we shall cancel it right over here. Okay, so and then so here, of course, 0 plus 0, of course it is 0, no value. So here 12 has got a new sign, that is plus. So plus 12 and minus 12, right? So plus into minus is, you should not just tell it like into. Okay, why? Because here we don't have a multiplication symbol or bracket, so no need to say into. Sorry for that. Okay, so plus and minus, so we are supposed to say it like plus and minus. So plus and minus is, of course, minus. So 12 minus 12, of course it is 0. So here also we can just cancel it. So here also 0 we got, here also we got 0, here also we got 0. So we can write a big under. So that is 0. Okay, so now we got 0. So finally we got 0. So what are we supposed to do? So we are supposed to write t square minus 3. So that is this one. Okay, we are going to be writing divisor. T square minus 3 is a factor of these values. Okay, whatever we wrote it inside. Let me just write it. So now I wrote, therefore t square minus 3 is a factor of these values, that is 2t power 4 plus 3tq and minus 2t square and minus 9t minus 12. So you guys might be wondering, from where did I take these values? So I just took these values, what we just wrote it inside, and I took the divisor, that is t square minus 3. Why? Because we are supposed to write the first polynomial and the second polynomial. Am I right? So finally we got 0. So we just got a factor, that is t square minus 3. Okay, so finally we solved it.
Pretty sure that you guys enjoyed this video. Please like this video, share it to your friends and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you have any doubt, you can comment me in the comment section. See you in the next video. Bye.